Hey, what's going on? Tony Scott here on your Monday. Hope the weekend was good for everybody. And back again with a look at Tony's Tea, some entertainment headlines that grabbed my attention today. And Janet Jackson apparently called the police on her husband, her estranged husband, Wissam El-Manai. He apparently was in Malibu. Was it Malibu? Yeah, at a hotel there with their son visiting. And according to Randy, the nanny called and said that Wissam was acting very aggressively, kind of strange. So Janet called 911 for the police to do a welfare check. Police went and checked out everything. Everything was fine. Some people are saying this was a publicity stunt to drum up support for her as she tries to get full custody of their son. We'll have to see how that falls out. LeBron James, his wife, Savannah, not happy that Rihanna is putting pictures up on social media, specifically Instagram, of her husband. Rihanna has always been a huge LeBron James fan, has always posted pictures like any other fan does. She just loves him to death. But Savannah's taking it another kind of way, saying it's inappropriate that she does that to her 63 million followers, posting pictures of her husband. Supposedly, Savannah might feel a little I don't know if intimidated, but she's guarding her territory, and I think she's got trust issues, and she should just relax. Okay, if you're intimidated by the fact that Rihanna's posting pictures of your husband on Instagram, she's not the reason why you don't trust your husband. You need to look into that. And the IRS is going after Katt Williams, not him, his ex, Hazel E. She says that they came knocking on her door in plain clothes and wanted to talk, and she said no, and they said, we'll come back with a warrant. So she let him in, and they talked, and they were asking about his business, his money. And she says, you know what, I've never done anything for him, signed any papers in my name for him, anything. He bought me gifts during our relationship, but she says he is geniusly, I don't even know that's a word, geniusly insane, which means that he's crazy, but he's brilliant crazy. Sales for Mariah Carey's Las Vegas shows apparently are turned into a disaster. She's got a 3-month residency in Las Vegas that starts July 5th, but it's not going as planned. According to people, they're saying there are a lot of seats available for opening night, and ticket sales are not good. They originally wanted to put Mariah shows in a smaller venue so they could keep announcing, hey, sold out, in a venue that holds like maybe 1,500 people, but they decided to put it in a 4,000-seat venue, and it's not working out the way they had hoped. Drake's alleged baby mama is looking at a $100,000 offer to spill the tea. Sophia Brousseau is in the headlines because she has been outed as Drake's baby mama. She's a retired French porn star, and she got the offer from a company called Cam Soda. It's an adult streaming service, and they've offered her $100,000 to broadcast her side of the story to millions of its viewers. No word yet on whether she's accepted. I think she should pass because she's going to get a lot more than $100,000 in support if that's Drake's child. Drake believes in taking care of his child by all accounts. I don't see a reason to do that. So let's see. Tyler Perry's Medea's Family Funeral is going to be in theaters on March 1st of next year. This will be the 8th Medea movie, and this has to do with going to a family funeral in Georgia, which brings out plenty of family secrets, so there's that. Over the weekend, Roseanne, the young African-American girl Jaden Ray, the 8-year-old on Roseanne seems to be have tweeted that it was sad. She says the saddest part of all is for Jaden Ray on the show, whom I grew to love so much, and I am so ashamed of myself that she would ever think I do not love her because she's African-American. It's the most god-awful pain. I can't let myself cave in, though. The tweet was later deleted. But, Roseanne, when you tweeted about Valerie Jarrett, you told Jaden Ray what you thought of her as an African-American girl. That message was sent loud and clear. You can't divide the two. You sent the message. I mean, for real. Bobby Brown's sister says she's the one who took the picture of the crack bathroom. That's what everybody calls it. The drug-filled bathroom of Whitney Houston. Remember that picture that came out about 10, 12 years ago? She said she took the picture. She regrets taking the picture. She says it was after partying with Whitney with all kinds of drugs, crack, and everything. And she says it was a cry for help. But she didn't sell the picture to Kanye for $85,000. She sold that picture to the National Enquirer back in 2006. So there's that. New Edition is planning a Robbie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike tour without Johnny and Ralph. They plan on going in September on tour. So we'll have to see what the deal is on that. Speaking of Roseanne, though, to double back for a second, Kay Michelle says, you know what? I think what Roseanne did was horrible. But that Ambien story that she told, I can relate to that. She goes, I've taken Ambien before. And she goes, and it's done some crazy things to me. It's what Kay Michelle says, including ordering food and not remembering even opening the door to let the delivery person in. So there's that. And Kanye West is blaming his mental illness, saying that's the reason why he said slavery was a choice, because of his bipolarism. He was diagnosed with bipolar when he was 39. So there's that. And a couple of other stories. The president tweeted this morning that he has the absolute right to pardon himself. Now he says, and why would I do that? I've done nothing wrong. You know, he's floating that idea out there, right? To see what kind of blowback there'll be, all kinds of things like that. A lot of people say if he pardons himself, he'll be impeached. You know, I say, you know what? You want to put the end to all this stuff like this? Have Congress modify the president's pardon powers, and then he'll try and pardon himself before that law takes effect. And then when he does, then you got him. Case closed. Can we move on? I'm just saying, everybody got a theory, right? And former Senator Rick Santorum, who these days is a lobbyist, says President Obama is the reason why we have racism. He says he could have brought the nation together, but he wound up increasing racism in part by the way he handled police shootings. What's being ignored here is the role that Barack Obama played in all this, he said. You can't just go from, well, we elected our first black president, to all of a sudden we got Donald Trump. There was something in between those two things. Well, first of all, that's where we went from President Obama to Donald Trump. And we went from racism always being around. If you thought racism just began because we elected a black president, then you're stupider than you look. And I don't even know what you look like. Racism has been around forever. And the president pointing out the obvious, unjust shootings by police, is just speaking from a perspective that you wouldn't understand. There again lies the problem, because you have no empathy, because you cannot relate. Having the police as an enemy is not in your world. You know, I'll say it again. I believe in my soul that most police are good police, but there's a few of them, and that number's starting to grow, let's be honest, that are either A, burn out, 2, do not have the mental capacity anymore to be a law enforcement officer, or 3, have been racist from the jump, and they're infiltrating our nation's police departments. You can take either of those 3 or all of them and run with it. But that's what I truly believe that. And I think Rick Santorum, you need to go have several seats. I'm just saying. So whatever you guys want to comment on, anything I didn't bring up. There was a shooting on a football field at a youth football game here in Dallas. Somebody went out on a little motor scooter to the 50-yard line and just started shooting people. One of the people shot was a pregnant woman. They'll find the person eventually because nobody keeps a secret. And when they do, they need to put that person under the jail. Just saying. I'm just saying. So hello to everybody. Nancy says as far as LeBron's wife, Savannah, she needs to stop using Rihanna as an excuse that you don't trust your husband. See, I feel exactly the same way. Your trust issues are not about Rihanna. Your trust issues are about your husband wearing those stupid-looking suits. You don't. He had the whole team wearing these suits. Come on, man. Stop. Just stop. Nobody's going to take you serious. I'm just saying, but yeah. The problem with your husband isn't Rihanna. She knows what it is. I don't even know what it is, but she knows what it is. So, Roseanne can't let herself cave into, you know what, Donna, that's an interesting question. I guess she can't let herself cave into, if you jam me up, Tony, what is she talking about? I would say that you can't let her cave into feeling more bad than she feels now. I'm guessing. I'm pulling that out of my behind. I don't know. That's a great question though. Why can't you let yourself cave to what? To what? You know, even Sarah Gilbert, who played Darlene on the show, Roseanne's TV daughter, says that ABC did the right thing by canceling the show. Word is they may be trying to spin it off based around Darlene, Sarah Gilbert's character. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes on. Please trust me when I say you're going to watch the Medea movie. Well, there you go, Sapphire. There you go. Hello, Debbie. Joanne says, Roseanne, hand me in my foot. That woman knows exactly what she is saying, and she meant every word. Now that the repercussions are hitting her fully, she can't let it go. Kind of sounds like somebody who's the president, too, huh? Yes. And you know what, Janice? That's you know what? No one wants to take ownership for their behavior, and I would modify what you're saying is because, you know, nothing's absolute, but yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. No, you're right. You're exactly right. No one wants to take ownership of their bad behavior. So yeah, racism has been around for many years. Hoping 2018 would be a huge change for this. Nah, it's not going to change. Well, first of all, we have to understand that racism is never going to go away. Okay, racism will never go away. How we deal with it is what will change a lot. Holding people accountable for their racist actions. Because racists don't know that they're racist. They think something's wrong with us, like we think something's wrong with them, right? Because they don't see that there's something wrong with hating someone purely for the sole reason or the first reason because of the color of their skin. Somebody posted on, I saw it on Instagram, I saw it on a few platforms yesterday, but somebody posted over the weekend that how can someone who burns the cross have a problem with the flag? Have a problem with people kneeling for the flag. You burn the cross! Hello? I was like, well, okay. Only difference in today's racism is now it's being caught on film. That's what Will Smith said, Donna. That's exactly what he said. People have become emboldened, and we have a president who has enabled them. It's okay. It's okay. And people think because he did it, I can do it. Right? But what someone put on a t-shirt one time, don't let your president get your ass whooped. Walk around with that t-shirt on, right? Yep, Janice, you said just what Donna said. So Whitney, that sister-in-law, Bobby Brown's sister, showed herself as a Judas figure to Whitney. She took that picture to sell her out. She did just that, and it keeps coming up to remind her. She better remember the rest of the story. The weight of those pieces of silver weigh heavy in the heart. Now she's feeling it. Yeah, I don't know why she felt like the need, since she doesn't even own the pictures anymore. I wondered, why would you even say anything? If you don't even own the rights, you don't own the picture, you don't own the rights to the picture, you're free and clear, you got your money 12 years ago, which is fine, But Joanne makes a great point. But why would you say something now? It's not even in your hand. It's not even in your court. I don't know. So yeah. Do I think racism and prejudice are one and the same? I don't think. I think there's a fine line there. I think because I think a lot of people, prejudice is prejudging someone, and I think that a lot of people fall into that trap. People of color fall into the prejudicial, or being prejudiced against something, whether it's homosexuality or people with mental illness, or people who do things that are not normal in their world. We prejudge them as saying something's wrong with them. They're trash. Nobody does that. Nobody in the civilized world does that. We do that all the time, right? But we're not basing that on the color of their skin, because it could be a white person that we're judging. It could be a black person we're judging. It could be a Latino. It could be an Asian. It could be anybody. But racism, the number one thing, the ground zero for racism is the color of someone's skin. You hate them because of the color of their skin, because you have an attitude that they are inferior to you. So I think there's a fine line there, in my opinion. Oh, you like the blue background on your Donna don't miss nothing, man. You like the blue. I was trying to match it in my vision. I've told you my vision is trash, to the color of the logo that's in the upper, right there. I was trying to match that color, but I didn't do a good job. So, but yeah, that's what I did with that. So, and, the Supreme Court said today that a baker had the right to refuse service, to refuse to make a cake for a gay couple. And the way they worded it is, this case is their decision is specific to that particular case, because it involved the Colorado Commission, that is based in Colorado, on civil rights, and the way they handled it was wrong. So that's how they gave the baker the right to do that. But to me, that's like a test case, and pretty soon people will have the right to refuse service to people who look like me and you based on the way you and me look. That's a trial balloon going out there. That's a trial balloon going out there, and If that passes, it'll move up a notch. It'll move up another notch. You know, move up a notch, and we don't have to serve anybody who wears a burqa. We don't have to serve anybody who looks suspicious. We don't have to serve anybody who's black. We don't have to serve anybody who's Latino. You know, just keep going and going and going. You know? Brenda's making cakes in Mississippi, y'all. I need a lighter teal. Donna, you think so? Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. But I can't do it right now because I'm talking to you guys. Gretchen says, please know that the radio is not the same since you left St. Louis. I'm so happy I can hear you on your live videos. Thank you, and I miss y'all, Gretchen. Thank you so much for saying that. I was telling somebody today that it's been 3 years next month that I've been here in Dallas, but it's been 4 years since I left the radio in St. Louis. Well, no, I can't say that because I did work part-time for another company. So, but yeah. Hey, Poncho, how you doing, man? You know, this whole thing is starting to be, Juanita, the whole thing, you're right. The whole thing is, and you put it better than I did. It's starting to be an eye-opener on how these things are starting to fall in place, right? Right? And how much, you know, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I do see comparisons that make sense. And how they're pulling children away from their parents in regards to the DACA thing and people who are in this country illegally, which is the same thing Hitler did, right? Read your history. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And there's a lot of similarities to the way, sometimes even with what the president says. Now, to some people, you're saying, Tony, you're going too far. Read up on it, though. For real. That's all I'll say. And like Donna, they have set a precedent. You know? You know. But you know what? I know a lot of black business owners, and the number one thing they always say, the only problem they have with black customers is they're always looking for a hookup. because it's a black-owned business, and I'm black, you give me a hookup. And he says, you know, no, man, no. I said, does it happen that often? They're like, yes, it happens. It happens several times every day. I'm not going to tell you what type of business this person is in, but it involves a lot of interaction with a customer. So, hey, Missy, how you doing? Linda's up in here too. So, yeah. But, you know, we live in a world where, at least in America, where we have so many, we like to simplify things, right? Everybody who looks like that is in a box, right? Everybody who looks like that, we put them in this box. Everybody who looks like that, we put them in this box. This box is better than that box because this box has a different color than this box. And we just like to do that. And it trickles down almost to every aspect of our life, right? I mean, it does. It's like, okay, we call Hall & Oates Blue-Eyed Soul. Daryl Hall hates that term, by the way. He hates that term. Why can't he just be soul? Or why can't he be an R&B artist? Why can't he just be an artist? Why you got to put him in a box? You know, and he's asked that for decades. He's been asking that question. So Michelle, you know, it's there. You know, it used to be a long time ago before the internet. You had to go to a library or you had to have the encyclopedia. You know, the books, we had those growing up at the house. My father bought those. He believed in education and stuff. And my father didn't make a lot of money. He made like $170 a week, but trust and believe that he found money for those encyclopedias. But now you got the internet. The thing is, you have to decipher what's news and what's fake news. And one of the things that will help you is look at the source. Somebody posted something that Kanye West said that the reason why he has children with Kim because biracial children are more beautiful than black children. Right? Now, Kanye West did not say that. Okay? But people took it, he's come from him, you know, all this stuff like that. But you know what? I understand you're mad at Kanye West for the slavery comments, because that he did say. But this other thing he didn't say, that look at where the story came from. A website you never even heard of. Okay? There's a lot of websites that will put stuff up because they're trying to get clicks. And if you click and repost, that puts money in their pocket. So you need to be more careful about what you repost and stuff, because you're spreading lies. And you don't even realize you're doing it. You mean no harm. I know you don't mean any harm. You're not that kind of person. But you are hurting everything because you're spreading lies about someone and it's simply not true. You have to consider the source. I mean, think about it. If Kanye West actually said, I have children with Kim that are biracial because I think biracial children are more beautiful than black children, you don't think every news organization in the world would have picked up on that? Every legitimate news organization would have picked that up? Kanye's one of the hottest people in the news right now because of his slavery comments and because he's married to a Kardashian. And nobody picked up on that. It's like, come on, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to vet. You need to vet what you repost and share. And if you feel like you need to vet what I'm telling you, then you should. You should. But we need to do a better job of that because we are becoming the problem. You know, you're exactly right, Janice. You got to check your facts. Just because it's on the internet. Like I had a conversation with a guy a while back, and he swore that because he read something on the internet that said Will Smith was gay, that it was true. Will Smith's not gay, and Will Smith doesn't have an open marriage. Doesn't have an open marriage. People like to take things and they just run with it. They just run with it, you know? And you know, you when you repost something, in a sense, what you're doing to your circle of friends and family who are in your circle, you're giving it your stamp of approval on something that you don't even know is true or not, just because you read it. And saying at the top, I don't know if this is true or not, and posting it that doesn't change the thing at all. Because you're still putting money in people's pockets. You're reposting something that no one has even heard of as fact, and when you do that, people are making money. And I'm asking you to post my stuff, and you guys won't even post it. And I ain't making a damn thing, so. Well, Gretchen, music and love are the few things that don't have or shouldn't have color on them, but they do. They do. And you're absolutely right, Gretchen, but they do. They do. If you hear the right kind of, the wrong kind of music, you'll notice that. The music you listen to, maybe not so much, and that's a good thing, you know? If I could stay in my lane where I heard nothing but peace and love, trust me, I would. Because the older you get, the more you realize how important peace and love are. And that's the bottom line. So that's that. Where are we here? Wow, already? Goodness. Boy, that flew by. Well, all right then. Wow, that went by quick. But anyway, I got to get ready to get up out of here and get into the rest of the show. Go back on the air and get ready to get out of here. I got some chicken pieces in the sink, defrosting, that I got to shove in the oven and find something else to go. I'm so tired of cooking. Good Lord, in the morning. I'm to the point now where I would rather go and get some ramen noodles and have that and just leave it alone. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. Ramen noodles are among the worst things that you could put in your body. They're cheap, they're filling, but they are very bad for your body. Very bad. I mean, I don't even know if those are actual noodles or not. I don't know. And I know for sure that they ain't real shrimp in them shrimp ones. Juanita, peace and love to you. Yes. Trump immigration prejudice. This is a bad joke going around the Muslim community. Trust will host the dinner at the White House next week to recognize. Yeah. That's not cool. It's an ice setup. Well, yeah. Don't defrost food in the sink, Tony, you goofball, especially chicken. It will defrost in the fridge. Well, it's kind of late now. Bring me some fresh chicken, Donna, and be here by 7. My wife told me the same thing. She goes, why do you put it in the sink? Where'd you get that from? I said, my mom used to do that all the time. My wife just took a deep breath. Woosah. She goes, don't do that. She goes, put it on a plate, put it in the refrigerator. You'll be better off when you get home. Okay. All right. Donna, I'm sorry. Tell Miles I said hello, though. Or you guys have a great rest of the night. You love a man who can cook. I didn't say I could cook. I just said I have to cook. Because I live alone. My wife lives in St. Louis for another 2 months. Or, yeah, something like that. So anyway, yeah, I'm just, man. Well, the chicken's no good, Don. I guess I need to stop by and get some ramen noodles, huh? My wife, thank you, Janice. My wife is a wise woman. My wife is wise, and the only thing my wife is really stupid at is marrying me. Other than that, she's a borderline genius. But you got to take major points off of marrying me. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right?